Welcome to the ISO Show, dispelling myths and sharing tips for success to improve your business with ISO standards.
If you're listening to this podcast, then you're in great company. We've got thousands of listeners who have a thirst for continual improvement and raising standards in business. Whether your interest is in quality, sustainability, or risk standards, I'd love to welcome you as a member to our online platform for all things ISO, the Isology Hub. The Isology Hub is the leading place to get access to all of your online resources, from in-depth training courses through to our very popular coffee break training, to templates and action plans and many other resources to help raise standards. As a member, you get access to over 100 courses, taking you from learner to practitioner to leader. The Isology Hub has all the resources that you need, which will really help to make your life easier and to help improve compliance in those business critical areas. So if you'd like access to learning and compliance resources ranging from data privacy to environmental management, anti-bribery, business continuity, quality, health and safety, to name just but a few, the list is endless actually, then we'd love you to come and join us. Just head over to the isologyhub.com.
Hello and welcome to the ISO Show. My name is Stephanie Churchman and I'm the Communications Manager here at Blackmores. In today's episode, we're continuing with our Meet the Consultant series, where we introduce you to our team of isologists. You will have already heard from many of them on previous episodes, as they often come on to talk about their standard specialties. But in this series, we're taking a bit of a step back from the technical world of ISO to learn more about the people who help demystify ISO implementation for our clients. Our team of isologists come from a wide range of backgrounds with a collective skill set to implement over 20 ISO standards. Together they've helped Blackmores support over 600 companies to achieve various quality, environmental and risk-based standards. Today we're introducing one of our isologists, Emma Coxhill, who has been with us for just over a year now. Emma specialises in information security-based standards and has been spearheading our latest TSAX offering. And if you've been listening for a while or are subscribed to our YouTube channel, you may have heard Emma before as she hosted our recent TSAX webinar. Speaking from my own experience, Emma feels like she's already been with us for much longer and has integrated into our team of isologists seamlessly. She brings a wealth of energy and ideas to our monthly team days, and I've heard nothing but praise from our clients. She'll be speaking from a slightly different perspective than the rest of our consultants in this series, as she's relatively new to ISO consultancy. So I'm looking forward to learning more about how you found the past year. So without further ado, welcome Emma.
Hello, nice to see you.
Well, before we get into the main part, let's start off with learning a bit more about you. So starting with, what's your role at Blackmores?
So as an isologist, most of my role is actually conducting internal audits for a lot of our clients. And that's throughout the year and then every year afterwards, normally on a 3-year cycle. And also I help clients set up their ISMS, normally through Blackmores 7 Steps to Success. So I'm there to help them get everything all ready so they're ready to launch and then hopefully be certified.
Yeah. And just for people who might not know, ISMS is Information Security Management System.
Yes, it is. Sorry. Yeah, for 27,001, sorry. And it's called QMS for quality. So there's all different terminologies.
Yeah.
I'm very used to saying them without realising that they actually mean something.
Yeah, it's all our acronyms and all our numbers. I always have to remember to clarify them. People don't always understand.
Yeah.
Great. So let's a bit more about yourself then as a person. So what do you do in your free time? What hobbies do you have?
Free time. So I love the outdoors. So I'm normally out walking quite a lot, exploring new places, trying to go different areas I can. I do love gardening, so I've got a lovely garden. I can see it right now from where I'm sitting. I do have a lovely garden that I enjoy. It's a lot of work, but it's just nice to sit and relax eventually in the evening. I enjoy some entertainment. So things like movies. I go to cinema quite a lot. So I get to see lots of films. Not scary films. I can't do scary films, but I do all kinds of films. And I'm actually also a qualified life coach. And if you don't know what that means, it means I help people get from where they are today to where they want to be in a lot quicker way of doing it. It's not telling people what to do with their lives, which I think what people think life coaching is, but it's not. It's a fantastic way of lots of different tools and a fantastic way of just achieving your goals a lot quicker and with a lot more support. So I really, really enjoy helping and supporting people with that.
Yeah, you actually gave us a bit of a session of it on our last team day, so that was really interesting to learn about, because I didn't realise there's quite a few, like, I guess, lines that you can't cross when it comes to that. As you say, you can't tell people what to do. It's more like kind of encouragement, or like trying to help them figure out what they actually want to achieve, as opposed to telling them what to try and do.
Yeah, it's all about asking the right questions, and it's making people think in a different way to how they see it at the moment, because a lot of people just see things their way only.
Yeah.
But we're trying to get them to look at different ways from different angles, and you will find a better way to do things, but it's just unlocking that, really. So I really, really enjoy doing that with quite a few clients. Just in my spare time, I like doing that. Yeah, great fun.
So I can see a lot of those skill sets coming in handy for the consultancy, actually, because it's kind of part and parcel, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, very, very much. I some apologies to some of my clients. I do ask some of the questions, some coaching questions, but it does make them think. So yeah, it's a good tools. Lots of fantastic tools.
Yeah. Okay, then. So as I mentioned before, you're relatively new to ISO consultancy. So what did you do before you came to Blackmores?
So if I go right back, I left school when I was 16. I did lots of various roles between admin and retail. But my last job was with a company for 13 years, sales admin. So that's sort of the area I fell into. I was with them, so for 13 years. I started as sales admin, went to business systems, and then it was a request for 27001 to be implemented. And at that time, back in 2019, it was a nicety to have.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's expected to have it. So I joined the team for that to do the research, do the training, do the implementation. And then once we got certification, obviously it's through COVID days as well, so it was all a bit hit and miss, you know. Yeah, once we got certification, I was the person who was maintaining that for the next, every 3-year cycle, ongoing with that one. And then also during my time with that, I also implemented TSACS. So you mentioned that earlier. That's the automotive specialist standard, which is all based on 27001, but it's very much for the automotive industry only, whereas 27 is generically for all companies. So I've come from a sort of admin background of setting things up, creating them, getting them in place, implementing it. So I kind of feel like I've got quite a bit of knowledge. I've done trial and error. I know what works, what doesn't work, because I've been there and done it. So yeah, unfortunately then last year I was made redundant. It's one of those things, it's happening quite a lot. And then I was very, very lucky to join Blackmores pretty much straight away. So I'm thrilled. So yeah, it's been really, really good the year.
Yeah, I mean, I must say that kind of follows a similar journey as quite a few other people in the team, sort of, having a semi-unrelated job role within a business and just kind of being landed with the task of doing it. And then, yeah, obviously finding that skill set transfers, as you say, you've got the experience from the client side, so you can kind of empathise with what they're going through, and the fact that it's a bit complicated to understand when you first open a standard and try and read it. I mean, TSACS is definitely a hell of a one to kind of go into as well. I mean, even following 27001, that one's a bit more nuanced.
Oh yeah, it's hard with that one. So with 27, we had training back in 2019, but it was on the 2013 version.
Yeah.
So then TSACS kind of fitted in quite well because we already had the history of 27001. So if you're doing TSACS from scratch, quite hard. And then I did the transition to the 2022 version just before I left my company last year. So yeah, I was lucky to get the training, but yeah, it's difficult. It really is. So that's why we're here. That's why we're here, to give that support, to sort of help people to get through it, to show them what needs to be done. the best ways to do things, and just be sort of the person at the end of the email or the end of the Teams call, whatever it is, just to ask the questions,
Yeah.
So it's kind of been there, done that. What can we help you with?
Yeah. So, how have you actually found your first year at Blackmores? Has it been?
Yeah, it's been a year. It's been very challenging because obviously I'm doing it from a different angle now. So I'm now sort of helping other people. So it's a little bit different. And there's been a lot of training, a lot of learning, which has been fantastic. I've learned so much. I've learned more standards now. I've really expanded my knowledge. We've got some fantastic people that at Blackmores who I've learned from. It's been so exciting, really is, and very interesting. Every time on a call with a client, I just find them fascinating, and I really, really enjoy it. Love helping our clients. And it's just the beginning, really. I feel there's so much more. I'm only doing one side of it. I'm not even touching any of like environmental or sustainability side yet. That could be in the future. But right now, there's so much. There's so much depth as well. I didn't realise to something like 27,001. So, I'm really, really enjoying learning and developing. Yeah, it's been a fantastic year.
Yeah, our team are quite good at sharing the love, as it were, with the knowledge. On team days, we have regular sessions where we kind of like fill each other in on standards updates or new standards that we should be keeping an eye out. Obviously, we allow time for individual training as well, and we have our standards champions who kind of act as mentors. So I assume you probably spent a lot of time with Steve.
He keeps threatening to retire, and I keep, we need to have a guru a day with Steve.
Yeah.
So yes, absolutely, I completely agree. I think Blackmores generally really look after the employees as well, so that we feel we are supported to go out into the world to help our clients. I mean, there's no question too silly. I've asked some very silly questions thinking, oh God, how am I going to feel about that? But actually, everyone has been so, so supportive of Blackmores. It's been really, really good. Everyone's lovely. And team days, I love when we meet up and we get to catch up in person. And so yeah, it's been great.
Yeah. So you mentioned earlier that obviously you've expanded your kind of repertoire of standards. What standards do you work with so far, and do you have a favourite one?
So 27 is the main one. Obviously, I've come from over the last few years. Then I have looked at quality, which is 9001. So I now do a lot of audits. They normally go together, actually, 27 and 9001. They go together quite well. I've been looking at PII, so personal identifiable information. So that's 27701. I'm not sure how you say that, but that's how it is. Translation, which is 17100. And obviously the new AI standard that came out at the end of last year, just starting to sort of learn bits of that now. In terms of my favourite, I probably would still stick with 27,001 as my favourite, because I kind of learned that from scratch myself. So I do really enjoy that. And again, we talked about Steve, who is the champion for 27,001. And he's got about 10 brains, bless him. I mean, he's got so much information. I could learn from him for another 20 years and still not learn everything. So it's brilliant. And then, of course, this year, TSACs came along. So because I've got experience with TSACs, I completed a course and I've helped some clients to negotiate the TSAC standard. And I am now the TSACs champion. So, yes, that's quite scary, but rewarding at the same time. I say a lot of it's based on 27,001. So I've been putting a toolkit together, getting it all ready. So raring to go if anyone needs TSACs, I'm here.
Yeah. So we've got more information up on our website as well about that. And as mentioned, they have a webinar as well. So if you are in the automotive industry and that's come up, feel free to go check that out. I'll also link it in the show notes so it's easy to find. So through the past year, have there been like any unexpected elements that you weren't really, that surprised you about ISO consultancy, things that you didn't expect to deal with as a consultant from the other side?
Yeah. So, fantastic clients, first of all, lots and lots of brilliant clients who I've learned from. I've seen how they put their information security management system together, how they do it, which has been fantastic. I've learned from them. But I think there's been a lot of acquisitions recently, and that's been quite a surprise for me. And there's a lot of clients that are right in the middle. So they're kind of old way of doing things, new things are coming in from the new way of doing things, but they're right in the middle doing a bit of both, and it's all a bit. And I think that's been a bit of a surprise for me. There's been so many, but again, just here to support them to sort of negotiate that transition period. They're all doing fantastically well, but it's hard. It's very, very hard, especially when you've got two kind of different ways at the same time, old way and the new way, and you're right in the middle of it. So I found that sort of kind of unexpected. I kind of expected to just go to a company that's been there for forever and then just do audits and that's it. But I didn't realise how much I would get involved and be on their journey as well. So it's not just my own journey, their journey going through the changes of their business. You're there with them all the way through it. So it's been really, again, interesting and challenging, but it's some fantastic clients. We really do have some great clients.
Yeah, I must admit the past 2 years have probably been unusual in the level of like mergers and, as you say, acquisitions that we've had, companies being bought out. I mean, I've been working here for about 12 years and it's definitely been the busiest it ever has been in that aspect for helping clients navigate all of that.
Yeah.
But as you say, we've had some of those clients for about the same amount of time and you do see them grow, and sometimes it's great when you see them being able to kind of go on to bigger and better things, even if it does make the scope a little bit more complicated at times. But it's usually most definitely worth it because the management systems kind of help with that in a way. Usually it is with the acquisitions that it becomes a bit difficult. As you say, you've got to marry up two different companies or different styles of working. And that's where you guys come in and you do a fantastic job. I've had so much feedback from clients saying you've helped make it really seamless, turning something that would have been an absolute nightmare to navigate into something that was kind of systematic, and it just took a little bit of time and effort, and that was a breath of fresh air for them, I think.
Yeah, I completely agree, and that's great to hear that feedback. And then they're going through so much because there's a lot of changes, but there is a lot of redundancies as well, job role changes, different people coming in, coming out, management changes, everything. So all that documentation needs to be changed, the ways of working needs to be changed. It's tough, but we're getting through it. So
And speaking of, this might already have answered the next question. What's the biggest challenge you've had during a project, and how have you overcome it? And this is obviously so far. I know you haven't helped as many clients as our other consultants through an entire project, but I know you've been supporting quite a few regardless.
Yeah, with projects, I've only done a few, so I've been sort of going through them, which is great. And obviously, Steps to Success is fantastic. It's really straightforward and it's quite easy to follow, so that's great. I think the biggest challenge, as you know, is the TSACs. We did a big promotion for it back in the first quarter of this year. And the challenge for me was not necessarily the standard itself, is the promotion of it. So we did a podcast. I'd never done a podcast before, so what we're doing right now. And the webinar, I've never done a webinar before. And that was very scary. That was scary. It's very much out of my comfort zone because I'm not much a big presenter. However, I had great support. Obviously yourself, thank you very much, Steph, and other people. Lots of practice. So the only way I could really sort of make sure I can do this was to practice. Keep practicing, keep tweaking it, and then to get it right. And that sort of helped so much. So after I've done it, I do feel a lot more confident. I feel like, if another webinar comes up, I might actually even put my hand up and, volunteer myself. Steady on. I should have said that actually, because you might put me on something now. But it was such a good learning opportunity for me, and it's really boosted my confidence. So that's probably the biggest challenge I think I've come across so far.
Yeah, I must admit, I do apologise. It was a bit of a trial by fire thing. It was quite early on, and we just kind of threw it on you because you had experience with the standard. It tends to be the way it goes here, unfortunately. But you did a fantastic job. I mean, I wouldn't have guessed otherwise that you'd never done anything like that before. It came across really well. And again, people can go watch that for themselves as well.
Thank you.
But we often describe it as being offered as tribute when we do webinars for the consultants. So hopefully they don't mind too much.
But I think it was good just to do it. It wasn't like, let's do it in quarter 3. And it could have stuck with me, and I could have worked myself up and got worried about it. It was like, no, we're doing it in a few weeks' time. So that helps actually just to do it. So yeah. So that being said, I think we'll end on a bright note.
So what's your proudest achievement? And this can be, it doesn't have to be ISO specific, this could be anything in life in general.
I think it would be different things at different times of my life because as a person. So I did pass my driving test first time when I was 17, which
well done.
I was thrilled about because I didn't think I would, but I did. So I know it's a daft one, but it was a big achievement for me, I personally think. And I went travelling in 2005 for about 5 months on my own. Quite scary. It was all good. I went to Australia, New Zealand, Fiji, sort of all went around there. Did a bit of work, but I didn't really enjoy the working bit of it because I was doing the same work that I would have done in England. So what's the point, really? So I just traveled. Loved it. Fantastic. Best thing I ever did. I'm so thrilled I did it. And then I think probably the most proudest achievement is joining Blackmores last year. That was fantastic.
Aww.
So yeah, that's been really, really good. And supporting our clients and seeing, I think my first project wasn't that long ago where I actually helped a client from scratch to certification. And it was like, yes, it's like a biggest reward you can have, really, knowing that they got their certification. It's fantastic. So yeah, massive achievement for myself, but obviously, of course, for them.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I can't imagine travelling for that long by yourself. Was it sort of like a thing where you had the funds set aside beforehand, or was it like you had to work for it to sort of like support through the trip?
It was a bit of a both. So I planned it for a while, and I kind of roughly thought I'd be working because I had a visa for 4 months or something, and then just go travelling. But as I say, I just didn't enjoy the working bit. So what's the point, you know?
Yeah.
So I ended up doing the travelling, but then I kind of I was meant to go for a bit longer than 5 months, but I ran out of money, so I had to come home.
Yeah.
But I really, really, really enjoyed it, and you meet so many people. It's been fantastic. And actually, I don't know if you know this, but when I first joined, Mel and Paul, so our MDs, they had done New Zealand. That's where they met, in New Zealand.
Yeah.
On one of the buses. And I'd been on one of those buses, not at the same time, but so it was like a fantastic, like, oh, wow, connection. The fact that they'd done the same similar thing to me back whenever it was. So that was great to hear that. But yeah, I did a lot of buses, hop on and off buses. So like the Oz experience and the Magic bus in New Zealand. And then as I say, you meet different people, you do different activities, you go different places. It was just fantastic. Really great to go. But that, scary enough, was a long time ago now. It was 21 years ago. Blimey.
Yeah, it flies by. I mean, yeah, me and my friend went on our first sort of like big trip, and we went about as far as you could possibly go. I think we went to Japan when we were just, it was either 19 or 20 years old by ourselves, and navigated that fine. But yeah, it's scary when you're that young traveling by yourself.
Yeah.
Or even just with one or two friends, and then sort of finding a way around. Thankfully, everything over there is very tourist friendly. Like if you speak English, it's fine. Over in Japan, if you go there to like the main cities, you'll be perfectly fine, even if you don't know any Japanese, which I did not. I was pretty bad. I should have learnt some before I went over there.
That's amazing. I know so many people that have actually even moved to Japan now in the last year.
Yeah.
Visiting, and people actually moved out there. So it seems to be the best place to go. I might have to book myself a visit one day.
I think their weather also gets pretty tropical at summer. And for people that aren't in the know, we are currently recording this in one of the heat waves in the UK. So
I'm melting. My fan's on the floor because it's a bit too loud. But yes, I need to go and get my ice cube to put around my neck.
How does this compare to your Oz trip then? Was it hotter over there when you went?
It's a different heat to begin with. So obviously our humidity over here is crazy. So Australia was very hot, but it felt drier.
Yeah.
New Zealand was just like the UK. Oh. Literally just like the UK.
Wow.
So it was like there's different islands for New Zealand, and I think the Northern Island was more like Wales, and then the Southern Island was like Scotland.
Yeah. And
that was amazing. And then you went to Fiji, and it was tropical. And that was lovely, but mosquitoes and me do not get on very well. And I've got the fairest skin in the world, and I got covered in mosquitoes. Not in Australia or New Zealand, but Fiji. So if you do go there, make sure you're well prepared for mosquitoes. But it's beautiful over there.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's great. Well, thank you ever so much for sharing all of that with us today, Emma. And thanks for coming on to the show. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. And as I say, it's my 1 year anniversary. So, yeah. Good celebration.
Yeah, we'll have to get some cake for the next team day that's coming up.
Is that a hint? Okay, I'll bring cake.
Well, before I go, I'd just like to remind everyone, if you can, please like and share and rate this podcast on your preferred media player. If you do have a few minutes to spare, a nice shiny 5-star review would be really appreciated, as they do help us to reach a wider audience. As always, if you have any topics that you'd like us to talk about, feel free to email us via inquiries@blackmoresuk.com. We'd love to hear from you. So that's all from me now. Thank you for listening, and we'll catch up with you on the next ISO show.
Looking to use ISO standards to drive better business practice? Contact us at blackmoresuk.com to access further information and book your free 15-minute call.